The video game business hoping for another strong year with the rise of eSports and virtual reality-based games. One video game ETF, GAMR, that's GAMR, the ticker, is up 60% in the past year. Well, can it repeat gains like that in 2018? Joining us now for our ETF Spotlight is Ted Pollak. He's founder and president at EE Fund Management, which runs the GAMR ETF. Ted, good to see you. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
You know, I was looking, obviously 60% a year, not too bad, pretty well-timed launch. I wondered, though, I looked at the kind of obvious names, bellwethers of the video game business, you know, Activision, EA, Take-Two, as well as Nintendo. If you own those four, you were up 80% in the past year. So I guess make the case for why you'd want to own the entire food chain of the video game business through an ETF.
Well, there's a lot of components that feed into the value chains. There's semiconductors, there's peripherals, there's display systems, and you never really know what's going to be hot. So, you know, while in the short term you may have seen that situation, I think over time the index should perform very well with all those different components.
So you never know exactly what thing is going to be hot, but you're confident that video games as a subsector are going to remain hot? I guess the question has always been whether a lot of gaming is going to just get incorporated into other devices. Are we still going to be shopping for games one by these software creators? And, of course, our phone's going to be your VR device. So where do you see all that going?
Well, I mean, if you just look at the trajectory of entertainment and education, simulation, you have a huge opportunity over the next 10, 20 years to capture a layering of growth trends. And, you know, one of the most important things that people don't talk about, because it's, you know, it's not the esports or VR, but right now is the transition to 4K in the mass market. You've got more pixels, you need more semiconductors, you need higher resolution games. It just stimulates the whole value chain. And then, of course, you got esports, very exciting. Esports taps into the advertising market. Advertising's $500 billion a year. You got virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality, all those things layering out over the next 10 years. And then you get into some even more exciting stuff down the road with opportunities to incorporate games in education and training.
Just curious, how do you weight the various companies in these ETFs, and how far do you go? I mean, is NVIDIA part of this because it makes so many of the chips that power these games?
Absolutely. There's three buckets that the stocks are put into. There's the pure plays that the companies have the majority of their revenue from gaming. It's their primary business. Then you've got non-pure plays and conglomerates. And we restrict the conglomerates to it's 10% to make sure that they don't, you know, have too much influence on the companies that are really in the trenches.
And how are you capturing esports if you think that's going to be one of the main drivers? Does not just end up being, you know, kind of the old media players that are really trying to participate there?
There's a lot of people wanting to participate in esports. Activision is doing some incredible stuff with their Overwatch League. Intel with their partnership with the ESL. All the game companies want to be involved in esports. Electronic Arts has a huge opportunity with their sports games, and it's really exciting and can be manifesting in so many different ways beyond just these large tournaments. We're going to see in the next 5 years one-on-ones between famous sports stars, grudge matches between celebrities. It's unlimited how far it can go.
One last question on some of these longer-term innovations like VR. We talked to Strauss-Zelnick last month, and he said his point was when you play a video game and you're looking at the screen, your brain is already experiencing it in 3D. He said, I'm not sure the technology that enhances immersion will be all that revolutionary. To what degree might that be oversold?
I think VR it's a technology that was initially overhyped, essentially. So it's a technology that is going to be just a constantly improving technology, and it just has so many years of improvement to go that it's really exciting. But I think people were led to believe it was just going to be massively explosive, and it's going to take a while to get everything standardized, but it's really exciting, the opportunities that not only virtual reality, but mixed reality and augmented reality have as well.
All right, Ted, thanks very much for a look at the GAMR ETF, that's GAMR. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
When we come back, more.